The police investigation is ongoing. A team of forensic officers is searching for clues at the crime scene, a Muslim community center in London that was destroyed by fire. Who were the perpetrators, and was the attack racially motivated, as police suspect? Muna Ali was a volunteer at the center. She began coming here as a child to learn Arabic and get help with her homework. Now, the design student, whose family is originally from Tanzania, has come to take pictures for the community, capturing the loss.
This place was a second home, and it's like you've lost a part of home, basically. And yeah, that's what it is for most of the community. They think that they've almost lost a part of home.
How could this happen? Muna can't understand how Muswell Hill could become the scene of such a crime. It's a middle-class neighborhood. Over 200 languages are spoken on the streets here. The area has a reputation for peaceful multicultural coexistence. Unite Against Fascism is an anti-fascist organization hosting an event to promote solidarity. Muna and her girlfriends have come to take part. A broad range of speakers from churches, parties, and unions have come to show their support. One of them is Ahmed Abbas. Born in Mogadishu, he and his family fled the civil war in Somalia 20 years ago. Ahmed felt safe in London until now.
Very disgraceful event that has taken place in our community. If this is to continue, then the multiculturalism that UK is very much advocated seems that there's a need of more input, more exercise between the different racial issues.
The organization Faith Matters promotes interfaith dialogue. The group offers a hotline for Muslims who have been the victims of attacks. Since a radical Islamist murdered a British soldier in London in May, the phone hasn't stopped ringing.
Name calling on a street, they will receive targeted mail, Twitter, that is specifically Islamophobic, they'll report that in. We've also had reports from mosques about graffiti, windows broken, and then the more extreme elements, which is around incendiary devices thrown to create some fires.
On the internet, some Twitter users have written that they think immigrants should have their windows smashed or should even be set on fire. At the other end of the spectrum, hate mongers like Anjem Chowdhury have refused to condemn the Woolwich murderer.
Government have said that they can continue in their foreign policy. Well, I don't think that it's helpful to condemn anybody. I think that, if you look in comparison with...
And Islamist radical Omar Bakri, who was deported to Lebanon, went so far as to welcome the attack on the soldier who was murdered while London was still in mourning. Members of a mosque in the Brixton district in South London are disgusted by comments like those. The mosque itself was also targeted shortly after the brutal murder. Police are still searching for the perpetrators. Omar Jamaiki, the imam here for the last 7 years, believes his mosque is at particular risk. Like many members of his community, Omar converted to Islam from Christianity.
They tried to enter the building and they actually tried to break in by through the lock here, so it actually damaged. And the other side is where it was completely broken off. It has been replaced since then. Also, the person, when they threw a large rock, through this particular window, it was completely smashed.
Omar and other Muslims in Brixton don't believe violence is the right response to the attack. Retaliation is not an option, say most of them, even though the majority are against stationing British troops in Muslim countries.
Well, every day on the news you will see, you will see your brothers and sisters dying and so forth. But then you'd want to aid them via prayer, via dua, via even if you can send them aid, being it clothes, food and so forth. Not in that route. Not that. We don't going down the route of violence. This brings more violence.
But Brixton is trying to address the problem, especially newly converted young men who might be emotionally unstable or have a troubled personal history can be more prone to radical Islamist violence. The Brixton Mosque has already had to exclude some potential members.
If we find out a person who may have ideas that needs to be looked at, then we try to find an environment that we can discuss those matters openly. So we'll put those things that need to be put on the table and discuss them in light of Islam, as we are Muslim, and with Islam it have very straightforward guidelines regarding what are right, what are wrong.
Will the Muswell Hill community continue to be able to live side by side together in the future? That's one of the questions discussed at a solidarity event for the centre.
There's a sense of unity going around in Muswell Hill. We've got people actually travelling in, and people. We even had one of the local schools send us cards from all the different year groups, sending us, hopefully everything will be well and everything. It's really nice, yeah, definitely.
The small London neighbourhood could become a model for the entire British capital, but it's up to all Londoners to create a new sense of unity in their multicultural city.